Okay, hello. My name is Andy Botticello, and I'm here with my partner, Finus Jones, over here. We're District Development Group, and we're the developers of the Project 17 Solar. I'd like to thank the administration and the residents and purchasers and contracts and our partners are all taking time out of their busy day to come here today and help us celebrate the opening of this. So we appreciate you doing that. With the help of everybody here as a team, we accomplished what I think we set out to do with this project, which is to create a unique urban community with sustainable homes that had a mix of incomes and had a design that reflects elements of the historic structure of the district development patterns, but with a modern twist to it. So, and I'll just quickly give you a quick history of the project, and I'll condense this a lot because it's been a long project. Finance and I have been working this for a while. So quickly, this was an apartment complex originally on this site in the 1980s. It fell into disrepair and then taken over by the DHCD sometime in the 90s. DHCD demolished the project, and it sat there for a while. So Finance and I approached the district about what can we do with the site, and we proposed a home ownership option. And at the time, both DHCD and the council were very supportive of this, and we moved forward on trying to put together a home ownership option for this site. After several false starts trying to figure out how to do this and what kind of project to do, we decided that we needed to do something different. And so the idea was that we would try and bring to the district one of the first new construction solar-powered homes in the city. And so that's what we began with, and it's been a long process, but we've got through the process, and we think we've met the district goal of providing affordable housing and to do it in an environmentally friendly way. In regard to that, I just want to explain a couple of features of the project quickly here. It features the solar system that can provide a significant portion of the power for each unit, the needs of each unit. And we've done solar projects before, but in this project what we decided to do was to try and make the solar component of the project front and center and make it a major portion of the project and the design. So that's the idea we had. Let's make sure that this project not only demonstrates that you can use solar power, but that you can do it in a way that integrates it into the design. So you can kind of take a look at the buildings, and I can point that out. But so that's the task that we gave the architects. We want the design of the solar incorporated into the project, and you can see what they did. They've got the roof slanted towards the sun, and that collects, and the solar panels are right at the front of that. So instead of being hidden back on the roof, they're there. You can see them as you look down the street there. And then they just used that design element of those slanted roofs, and the rest of the design flowed from that. From the bay windows, the three-story spaces of glass, the overhangs and interior spaces that provide shade, all that was done based on this solar design. And we also wanted to make sure that the affordable units benefited from this design also, so we opened up the design as much as we could to provide as much light down to the lower levels for those affordable units. Now, to get this done, we needed assistance from both the public and private sector. DHCD provided both the land for the project and pre-development funding for the project, which is critical for any project because it's very tough to get pre-development funding for these type of projects. And then we also had private investment as far as the construction loan, and more importantly, also for the affordable units that are provided. So our private lender is providing both construction financing and end loan financing. And I think this demonstrates how a public-private partnership can work to really provide affordable, innovative housing in the district. Now, Mr. Jones, my partner here, will introduce the guests and explain how our arrangement with DHCD worked.
Thank you, Andy. We are racing with the weather, so I'm going to just thank the administration again and bring the mayor up. The mayor wants affordable housing in all 8 wards of the city. We're in Ward 6, Mayor, with affordable housing. Mayor Bowser.
Well, thank you, Finance, and thank you, Andy. Let's give the development team a big round of applause for a beautiful project. I've been watching these come up, and I was with the commissioner and a whole group of neighbors just a couple of weeks ago as we were walking through the neighborhood, and I realized then that we were close to this project's completion. And so like many projects like this, it takes a lot of energy and vision and creativity. and tenacity to work with bankers, to work with the government, to put together the finance package that will work so that you can create beautiful housing, affordable housing, infill development that enhances the neighborhood. And I think that we have a lot of that here today. So I want to thank the team. I want to thank all the people in the government who have worked really hard on this over the last several years. Sometimes I complain a little bit because when you're mayor, you inherit a lot of problems, but you also inherit some really good things. And this is one such development that has been ongoing, and we're pleased to help pull across the tape and deliver for the residents of Ward 6. I want to acknowledge the council member whom I just left at a meeting, and he's probably still wrapping up there, but also Commissioner Gilbert, who speaks up and speaks out for the Rosedale community each and every day. So this development has some really great things going for it, because we know that investing in sustainability. I just spent a week with the Pope, and all he was talking about was the climate and how we have a collective responsibility to future generations to do all we can to protect the climate. And too infrequently, we don't have these energy saving options on our units that are below market rate. And so to mix the two is very important here. It's also important that we have reclaimed land, government land, that should be used to make sure that we're building more affordable housing. So you know that we are committed to $100 million investment each and every year to close gaps for projects like this and others. But on top of that, I have tasked our director of the Department of Housing and Community Development, Polly Donaldson, who is here, to make sure that we're looking at all of our government assets. And DHCD continues to have some assets, even right here in Rosedale, that we're looking for responsible development partners to tell us how they too can build affordable housing for residents of the District of Columbia. So now we will have 17 new Ward 6 resident families, including 9 affordable units that are below market rate, and they are all home ownership opportunities, which is a very good thing for the District of Columbia. I don't know if I have any of the future owners here. Any future owners? Congratulations, future owners. We're looking forward to welcoming you to this neighborhood, and I again want to offer my sincere thanks to my team, Polly Donaldson, who is here, who I think is going to speak now, followed by your commissioner. Polly.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, very much. This is just one example of the vision and the leadership that I'm so proud to be able to work with and to help implement the vision for what affordable housing really looks like across the city in all 8 wards. We're in Ward 6 today. We're actually a few months from now, we'll be doing a groundbreaking right around the corner at Kramer Street, where there's additional vacant property that the district owns, that we have found a developer who is going to, through competition, who is going to make another part of this neighborhood transforming vacant land into assets, and that's just such an important part of what we do. I want to thank the District Development Group for their perseverance. Anybody who partners with us has to have perseverance and also know that determination, and that we are working hard to help make it happen. And so we thank you and hope that you'll work and partner with us again. The points that the mayor made, and it's very clear. We are building and producing affordable housing. We want to preserve the affordable housing that we have. And we also are focused on the idea that home ownership in every neighborhood must be a priority as well. And so we are looking to take district assets and the resources of the Housing Production Trust Fund to make that happen, and to take vacant lots. The other piece of what we're doing, and we've just been awarded a special project in Deanwood to do a similar type of green building that's going to actually be 100% of energy costs would be achieved by the building and the construction. This is a great honor for the city. We're the only city on the East Coast that was awarded this assistance, and we'll be seeing that beginning very soon as well. So green is also a very important priority for how we're going to do affordable housing development. I've got to thank my team at DHCD. Ray Slade was key on this. And he's actually back at the office finishing another deal, but he was really great, and I know enjoyed partnering with Finance and with Andy. And again, I invite you back in a few months when we're going to be, Commissioner Gilbert, what we're going to be doing, breaking some ground on Kramer Street. So thank you again, and I really appreciate the support from the neighborhood. Thank you.
And Commissioner, we love to hear you speak for the Rosedale community.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to the Rosedale community. My name is Sandra Phillips Gilbert, and I'm the ANC Commissioner for the Single-Member District. I am just so excited that we have new development. And the most important thing is that we have affordable housing for those who are first-time homeowners. Yes. So I thank the Mayor for your initiative for housing, and I look forward to more housing such as this because everyone deserves to have a home. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner.
So Andy, back to you.
So I just wanted to thank some of the people that have helped us do this. First, back again to the administration and to the DHCD. Your people have done a great job doing this. I'd like to thank Ray, but of course he's at the office working, so that's that's why we like working with Ray, because that's where he always is. So, and then I'd also like to thank the people that we work with. First, A2 Design, John Abraham's the principal. They're the architect. Wave your hand, John, back there. So they did a great job taking that initial concept and doing this. Then you have to build it. So Abramson Properties, Paul Abramson is our contractor. He's around here. There he is right there. He did a great job. And then the green component, Solar Energy World. Jeff Milken is here, right over here, and he's the owner of the company and done a great job with this, including getting the permitting through the district, which took a little while. So we appreciate that. That's right, yes. Thank you. And then CSMI, which is Finance's company, they've done a great job processing all the permits for, and their people are here too. And then Home Trust Realty, Jesse Kay, he's around. He's done the marketing for us, and he's back there. And then also, to make this deal work, we did need a lot of money, and we got some from the district, but we got most of it from Washington First Bank. We have Bruce Wilmarth here. And so not only are they providing the construction financing, but they're doing the end loans. Because these are complicated end loans, they're not able to sell these loans, so they're going to be holding these. So they're really making a long-term commitment in this community for providing these 9 loans that they're going to be able to hold for a number of years. So we really appreciate that. And again, I'd like to thank the buyers that are here. We appreciate you also making the investment in the district because it's a lot of money. Thank you. And that's cut the ribbon.
Let's cut the ribbon. Thank you.
Cut the ribbon.
Okay.
While we're getting prepared to cut the ribbon, the mic is moved, but I want to, and if you don't mind, just point out Bruce again. I've been in business 42 years. The first line of credit I got for my company was Washington First Bank. Thank you, Bruce.
All right. Wow. You want to get anybody else on the side?
Fires. Anybody else?
Oh, sorry, Finance. You all right?
I want to run you wrong.
And the flowers. So on 3, we're going to say, welcome to Ward 6. All right, 1, 2, 3. Welcome to Ward 6.
All right.
Going down.